Hello, everybody. I'm Baker PI, and I am so excited to welcome you to the first episode of The Dark River, the homebrew D&D campaign that I've been playing with my friends, my favorite people in the world, for a few months now. I thought of this campaign in a fever dream. I've brought people into it who wanted to play, and they've quickly become some of my closest friends, and I wouldn't be here without them. So I just wanted to bring this to you guys because we've been having a shit ton of fun with it, and we thought it would be fun for you guys to watch the shenanigans that are happening. It's a campaign that's kind of set in a world that I know of with a little bit of more fantastical fantasy elements and like supernatural elements. And you'll see what I mean. We are in the midst of a plot point. So after some introductions from each of the players, you will see an infographic kind of recapping what's been going on, and you'll see that there is a infographic for a character named Barris. Barris was a character played by another friend of mine who had decided to leave the campaign, and I made the decision to have them be part of it still in kind of a diminished capacity, and you'll see what I mean on this first episode. But I feel like you will enjoy where the story is in the middle of it, and you'll enjoy where the story is going, I hope. So after some introductions, you will see a recap, text recap of what's been going on in the campaign, and then we'll head right in to the Dark River. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart because I love this story and I love telling this story. So please enjoy.
All right, so Cassie Holman, she's about 5'7", 5'8". She's a black woman, black curly hair, dark eyes, usually, and yeah, she's been described as mean and fashionable. She is a rogue sorceress multiclass, and yeah, he has a very strange dark past, and through a series of strange and unfortunate events, she ended up in Winnipeg as an assassin and had been working as one up until she met Michaela, and now she's kind of just protecting her and also fighting supernatural chaos.
Hi, I'm Scully. I play Detective Constable Davis Crane, the Tabaxi gunslinger artificer. He's about 6 foot with slate gray fur and gold eyes. I would probably say that Davis is the party's de facto dad, quick with a joke and or a pun, but uses it to mask a mysterious past that is quickly closing in on him.
Hello, my name is Kevin Nawa. I am a actor / D&D enthusiast. I play Valentir DeChambeau, a Protector Aasimar paladin. He comes from the celestial plane. He was raised in the military, and when he came to the material plane, he became a bounty hunter, working for a suspicious, shady group and trying to make his way in this new world. Trying to find the accent as well.
Hi, everybody.
Wow.
Welcome to the next episode of The Dark River, a homebrew D&D
Oh, we're not.
campaign
Okay.
with. I lost it. Thanks.
Well,
Homebrew
Thanks,
D&D.
Ash. Welcome to The Dark River, the next episode, the
Take
D&D
two.
homebrew game, where a bunch of us people, lovely people, play D&D. My story that is based in my hometown. Born and raised, I'll probably die here, but whatever. I am your DM.
Real dark.
I'm your DM, Chris, and these are my lovely players. Say hello.
hello.
Hi.
Yeah. So, with that, let's begin. Previously, our intrepid investigators managed to thwart an attack being carried out on their friends, their good friends at the Brownstone werewolf pack. They had infiltrated messages, planning an attack on the building and the people inhabiting the building. So with a little bit of warning and a little bit of fortitude and a little bit of how do you say, not begging, but just convincing of various
Persuasion.
allies and acquaintances, they managed to protect a building full of innocent people as well as some well-meaning werewolves. Whilst the building was being sieged at the front by a horde of chain devils summoned by random by some representatives of this cult that is terrorizing the city. The cult itself tried to stage a flanking attack at the back, but didn't realize that the werewolf pack would be a lot smarter and send their stronger forces out to the front to take care of the chain devils, meant to be used as a surprise attack. Afterwards, during the fight, they managed to see a large overlay, or a large beam of light that came over the city. Within it, a large, jagged crystalline structure pulsing necrotic energy floated in the green space near the downtown Polytechnical University. One of our players, who was infiltrating the cult, convinced another cult member to try to touch it, stepping within its radius of influence. When the cult member touched the stone, almost immediately, the stone started to suck the life out of him. Shocked, this party member pushed the man into the stone, immediately killing him. And before they could actually take the stone for research, a mysterious man with glowing silver and indigo eyes and a large, very large battle sniper rifle emerged on the scene, subdued all of the whole party, caught them unawares, and stole the crystal, sealing it away in a hermetically sealed jar and running off. Later on, this party member was visited by the same man who gave them a warning. Stay away from the crystals, or else we'll have a problem. It's now, we open up, and it's now 10 a.m. the next day. It is a Saturday. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Davis. What are you doing?
It's 10 a.m.
Mhm.
I am currently on the couch at Loss. Well, it's our place now, in our apartment, and I'm drinking coffee and kind of spacing out, like, because I think I just woke up, and Olaf he's playing video as he usually does.
Yeah.
And I'm we're drinking coffee and kind of doing the Saturday morning thing.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to say, I probably worked after everything that happened. The college probably decided to give me a little R&R. And, so I'm taking the time and relaxing with him after a night because this is the next day, so we're still kind of hurt after many probably very strong margaritas that were given to us.
Yeah.
And we're probably kind of licking our wounds, no pun intended, and kind of relaxing somewhat. We're kind of achy from the battles that everyone had.
Yeah. It's funny. That morning when you woke up, Oleg was actually making breakfast. But when you stepped out into the kitchen, you noticed that he was like noticeably slower than usual because he was kind of like hobbling like an old man. Like, he's not like veritably hurt, but he's like
so
achy.
Above table, I have never asked this. I'm going to say my character is probably approximately the same age I am in reality.
Okay.
How old is Olaf? I've never asked this before. And I'm sure now the audience is probably asking the same question.
Oleg is he is 35. He is
okay,
not.
So
He's not.
Good.
He's not young.
We're the same age.
He's around your age.
Good, age appropriate. That's what I was asking.
His knees click when he
when he stands up.
Yeah, like
Huh?
he just seems younger because, you know, like the whole being
Were-
a werewolf thing is
werewolf,
like,
yeah.
you know, he's like werewolves just get impossibly hot.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
older
like,
they get, yeah.
It's
So-
the Teen Wolf effect.
Yeah. So I'll walk into the
Wolf
kitchen
don't crack.
and see this, and I'll pour myself a cup of coffee, and I assume if it's anywhere like my house, like we have like an auxiliary like medicine cabinet in the kitchen, and so I'll like pour a thing, open the cabinet, like take the like ibuprofen out, and like put like 3 in my hand, and like grab a second cup and like bring it over to him and be like, take these.
And he's like, yeah. He's like, okay, I just, yeah.
Just take them.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club, hon.
Hey, just like you can see, he's cradling the cup of coffee. He's just like bunched over, and he's like, everything really, really
hurts. Yeah. I know, and I want to tell you, it's gonna get better.
He's like, you know what?
Well, hey, you got the benefit of being, a lycanthrope.
And he's like,
some things are a little better for you, right?
Yeah. He's like, and he kind of like lifts up his shirt, and like the gauze that was like covering a pretty crazy like stab wound that like cut through like his side a little bit. It's now like full of dried blood. He like kind of tears it off, and you kind of expect to see like a large like wound.
Yeah.
But it's like it's already closed up. It's just a little bit like red and raw. Like the skin is already kind of like growing over and, you know, sealing off the wound.
I'll look at it and kind of do like smooth it over a little bit.
Ow. It's like, it still hurts, man.
It still hurts, huh? Yeah, maybe you should be a little more careful next time.
He's like, and he kind of like looks you over and sees like some of the cuts from the chains that are on your arm, and he like pats that, and he's like, "Oh, really?
Thanks."
Yeah.
You should respect your elders. And then I just walk away.
And he's like, it's only like a year and a half.
You know what? A year and a half. You talk to me a year and a half.
And he kind of chuckles, and then he slides a plate of just regular down home like eggs and bacon, some toast, and he says,
I think you misunderstood what I said. I said all the eggs and bacon.
No, young man.
Young man.
But he kind of like does that, and then as the morning progresses, he starts getting more and more like the muscles knit themselves back together, and like like the ache starts to like fade a little bit, and he's kind of like almost back to 100% within the span of a morning, like a night's rest in a morning.
Must be nice.
So he tends to you for a bit, but then he's after a while, once he knows that you're okay, he starts playing video games. But you finally, as the morning goes on, you get a phone call on your phone. And it's a number. The area code isn't something you recognize. But do you like?
Oh no! I literally do the turn the phone over so that it immediately suckers. It just goes through to the voicemail.
Yeah.
Because if I don't know it, I'm not answering it. Just like myself.
It rings again. It like does it like and then it stops, and it starts going again, like the person, and you look at it again, it's the same number.
And I will pick it up and I'll answer it, and I go, if this is a scammer, you've just called the police officer's phone, and I'm going to track you in the next 10 seconds.
There's a pause for a moment, and then a woman's voice, and she says, I would very much hope that I'm getting the same police officer that I've employed for the past month. And it's Alexandra's voice. Director Frozen Trees.
I go, I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't recognize your number. Did you change it? Because I have your number in my phone.
And she says, yes, I am actually calling you from my house phone. I am at my home office right now.
I take it and I immediately put second contact in her contacts. They're like, good, now I won't, now I won't not answer.
And she says, so I apologize. I wasn't able to take your call or get to your message, but I would like for you to explain to me and reassure me that that crystal is safe.
No, it's not safe. I literally put the coffee down and I walk into the bedroom so Oleg doesn't hear this. Mm-hmm. And I close the door and I go, no, ma'am, it is not okay. Because some commando with a giant sniper rifle decided to gas us all and then put it in a hermetically sealed container and disappear like a fart in the wind.
That's less than ideal.
Yeah, I don't appreciate being tear gassed.
Not many people would. Did any one of you touch the crystal?
No, but one of our fellow investigators shoved somebody into it.
What do you mean he shoved somebody into it?
Well, he politely told them to touch it, and they did, and they were eviscerated.
How close were they to the crystal?
Close enough to touch it.
Is he all right now?
Our party member or the guy who touched the crystal?
Your associate.
As far as I know, he's fine. The other individual is uncorporeal, not of this plane.
That's a term.
Yeah, I mean, and so she sighs and says, all right. Not pleasing to know that somebody else, another group is in play, or could be the same group for all I know. But
he seems fairly capable to take down an entire heavily armed, well-trained individuals by himself. That's cause for concern.
That is cause
and
for concern.
has the technology to contain something of that, or whatever it is. I can't even, it's a floating crystal of some sort. So I don't even know what it is, except for that it just, makes people disappear in the most horrendous way. And so it's got to be of some importance. Do you have some information on what this could be, Director? That you wish to impart to me?
She there's a long, quiet and you hear rustling and like almost like she's like, like looking through some books and some files. And she says, there has been records of crystals of this description appearing before. It seems as if every time that these crystals have appeared, they've appeared in the vicinity of large amounts of infernal energy.
Yeah, there was definitely that last night.
Yes.
Definitely a lot of that.
But they're usually inert, and once the so-and-so crisis is averted, they usually disappear.
Oh no, it was very much there.
That's not great news.
No, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it and what it is. I mean,
the tomes and like history books call it the poetic name is they're called shards of hunger. But they've also gone by many other names. And then she goes on to explain that certain groups over the millennia have like made records of these crystals, and the last one that they with a detailed account was from ancient Mesopotamia, before the fall of Babylon. And it was said that the crystals appeared when a large gate to the infernal realm was opened by cultists, and a large contingent of Balrogs, other greater devils and greater demons tried to invade this plane.
Yeah, that was definitely a thing last night. I'm most definitely adding Exorcist to my resume.
But what's crazy, and she explains, is that at that time it was a multitude of crystals in a fairly contained area. So she hypothesizes for you that the number of crystals that appear at one time kind of signify the magnitude of like the magnitude of like such a calamity, I guess.
He takes a sharp breath and goes, wow, okay, I'm going to add this to the list of things I have to worry about.
And she chuckles. She says, but obviously you and your friends were capable enough to take care of it, so until we can secure a crystal of our own to study it and study what it does, I don't think you have much to worry about in terms of just stay clear of one if you were to run into another one.
Yeah, I have this feeling that we're not going to get a chance if there's a guy with a gigantic sniper rifle hunting for them himself.
Yes, I don't imagine there would be. But
you know, I don't know. Taking a pistol to a guy with a sniper rifle is like taking a knife to a gunfight.
And she said she lets out an uncharacteristic slow chuckle, like, Detective Crane, don't you actually bring large guns to a gunfight anyway?
I have a large gun to a gunfight. He's not to like, do the whole, size matters thing, but his was very large, and I'm sure it could probably penetrate more than one of us at a time from a good distance. He doesn't have to be in the vicinity for us to be harmed. He could just clip us at, I don't know, 250 yards and then come and collect the stuff. So I don't know. Until I can figure out how to neutralize said sniper, uh, and figure out who he's working for, because that could be a whole nother can of worms. um, yeah, we're gonna try to stay away from them. I would love to get one for us. I would love it. That would be great. But I really don't want a grapefruit-sized hole in me either.
She says, "No, I would imagine not. But that's all the information I have. If you see another
Excellent.
crystal, perhaps you
I'll
should
call
speak
you.
to research and development to see about getting a container that may have the capacity to seal away necrotic energy, and perhaps we'll be ready the next time.
Excellent.
If there is a next time, obviously,
there is a next time.
so
I will absolutely do that. I will go talk to her and see if she has a Pokeball I can borrow.
she chuckles and she says, "She's like, that game, all of my grandchildren."
It's very popular.
And she smiles. You don't know her. She smiles, but you hear her kind of chuckle, and then she says, "Okay, well, get some rest. I will speak to you on Monday."
Excellent. Have a wonderful morning.
You as well. And she hangs up. The rest of the morning kind of goes off without a hitch. You get a text message from Threll asking you to meet up with him at the office just for a really quick meeting at 1 to meet.
I send him a reply that just says no.
And he
Be like, bring it up with Director Frozen Tree. She said to get rest.
And he says, "It's not a choice. It's a 20-minute meeting with your assignment that we talked about."
That thing we talked about that time.
And he says, the text message says, "You're just meeting up quickly with Alidana, your assignment for next week. Just to meet and greet."
What time do I get this message?
It's around 10:30
in the morning.
Yeah.
When is the meeting?
At 1:30.
Okay.
In the afternoon. Yeah, and he explains that like he had mentioned before, this pop rock singer is having a concert tonight, and then a gala, like a charity gala, at the same venue the next night. And she is the guest of honor.
I go, that's fine. And it goes, it's all right. I'm not really doing much. And I snap a picture of Oleg as he's hunched over his keyboard and mouse as he's playing Overwatch or something. And I'm like, this is what I'm dealing with right now. And I just snap a picture.
It's easily the worst picture you've ever taken of Oleg, because he's just he's kind of he sensed you raising up the camera, so he looks like this. He's with the
headphones,
huge,
the ears,
huge earmuffs, headphones with the cat ears, and he's got a little bit of stubble, and he's just really focusing. He's
yeah, just like click, and I just sent it to him. I'm like, this is what I'm dealing with right now. So I'll see you at 1:30.
And you get an LOL, and then 2 minutes later, your group chat gets the same picture.
Mm-hmm.
And so everybody, Cassie, you get a picture of like Oleg. He's a 280-pound, like he is like muscular, a little bit like Mediterranean Hungarian, like bulldog kind of like huge dude, and he's like hunched over this little desk with like a desktop PC that's like glowing rainbow colors, and he's just like
Super into the game.
really like focused on this game. And then yeah, in the meantime, we are going to cut to Cassie, this is around like 11:30. What exactly are you doing?
I am getting ready for. Yeah, I am getting ready for a performance tonight.
Yeah, you've gotten correspondence back from Ursula saying that your your dresses are ready, and she even put something special in
Of course.
your pageant dress. Uh, um, and you get like a small little like boomerang like Instagram video of like the bottom part like tearing away, and then it like magically regrowing back down.
Okay.
So she's like, not gonna lie, I'm a genius. Like, she's like, nano. It's basically nano spiders reweaving fabric as you tear it away. She's like, I'm a genius.
I will reply like, yes, but we already knew that.
And you get
But
like a
now
smirking
I
emoji.
cannot wear this tonight because it's going to be a bunch of normies.
And she like you get an LOL, but as you're doing that, you kind of get you get a text message from Talia, and she says, we might have a problem.
I immediately like roll my eyes and call her.
She picks up in 2 rings, and she says, where are you right now?
I'm at home. What is the problem?
I just realized I had to cover that up.
That's why I've been drinking like this.
I know, I'm like, and she says, yeah, we might have a pretty serious problem. Meet me here. And then she sends you a ping, and it's an apartment building, not super close to your place, but it is within walking distance.
All right. Yeah, so I'll put on something, and then I will make my way over to this pin.
And you end
terrified what is waiting for me.
You end up like coming up to a large apartment building. It's like 23 floors, and at the bottom is like obviously like the main lobby, but then on the sides of it, it's kind of like a multi-use where it's like there's like some restaurants, a convenience store, and another Thai restaurant on the other side, right beside the convenience store, which is like right beside the entrance to the building. And Talia is nowhere to be found. But you get a text message when you get there saying, come up to the 17th floor.
And I'll send her like a okay sign and head up to the 17th floor.
So the inner door, you like there's the door like into the building, but then beside it is another door that's like sealed. It's for so that like the people who live in those apartments, they're the only ones who can get in. It's like a like there's a key fob entry, and then there's like a regular lock, and it's obviously locked. They don't want to let people in without real access or real reason to be there, right?
So I cannot get in.
Well, I mean, you can get in. Just how are you going to get in?
Oh god. Well, who is there?
No one. Not at this time. I mean, there are. Like, there was a person as you were walking up. It was like this tall Ukrainian girl, black hair. She's like walking out of the building, but it was way too far for you to even like try to slip in after her.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll text her and text Talia and be like, how did you get in?
And she says, "Oh shit, right." And then like you get that, and then about like 7 minutes later, she emerges. Like you see it in like inside the lobby. There's like 3 like old school like gold plated like elevator doors, like fake gold plated, like faux gilded. One of them opens. Talia struts out, and she comes in, opens up the door for you, and then she says, "Okay, we gotta go because like we're not supposed to be here, but like I went to check up on someone, so
I've been waiting on you. I don't know what made you think that I could just cast like Alohomora or something."
She's like, "You could have picked the lock."
I'm too lazy to do that right now.
I'm dead.
And she like laughs, but she explains. She's like, "Okay, so you don't recognize this place?"
No. Why?
Whatever. And she like
No. Why?
This is where you die.
and she says, "This is Barris's place."
Yeah, I've never been here.
And she's like, "Huh, okay." Like,
yeah, listen, Barris, when I tell you he is like the definition of minding your own business, like we know nothing about him. We don't even know what he really looks like.
she's like, she kind of like gives like, all right, and then as you get into the elevator and you go up to the 17th floor, she leads you down like a hallway, and then opens up one of the doors, a room, 1714, and you go in, and it's a fairly sparsely decorated 1-bedroom apartment. Storm like light gray carpeting, white walls, not much in the way of like decorations or anything like that. But you see, you kind of have this like the hallway was warm, like November, the heat is on, and everything. But then you walk into the apartment, and the whole apartment is considerably colder, like not freezing, but uncomfortably cold for an apartment.
Well, the first thing I notice is how sparsely decorated the place is. But we've made quite a bit of money. Why does he live like he's doing like minimalism or something? He does not seem like that type.
She, Talia, like, doesn't say anything. She's a little bit like dour. Like, her expression is a little like solemn, but she leads you to the bedroom, and as you get closer to the bedroom, it gets colder and colder, and to the point where like your skin starts to prickle a little bit.
Okay. At first I thought it was cold because he just hasn't been here in a while, and he's really doing some method acting with like the homeless Barris character. But now I'm wondering what is going on.
And she doesn't say anything, but she opens up the door to the bedroom, and make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Ooh, first roll of the night.
I hate you so much.
First roll.
I immediately.
Wisdom saving throw. Wisdom. 17?
17. There's a bit of a cold chill that like hits the back of your head, but you see a bedroom, again sparsely decorated, like white furniture, and then like just a sparsely adorned bed. But on the bed is a creature you've never seen before, just lying there. Yeah, bipedal, like almost humanoid. If for the elongated, like even more so than an elf ears.
Mm-hmm.
Albino skin.
And it's just chilling on the bed.
Not so much chilling on the bed as floating about 2.5 feet above the bed.
Like Exorcist floating, or like
I love when my dates.
Michaela floating.
I love when my dates sleep above the covers, 4 feet above the covers.
But the body is giving off like that cold pulsing feeling.
Dana, there is no Dana. There is only Zool.
Yeah, I just got here. I don't know what's going on.
And she,
This is the worst date I've ever been on.
Talia.
You didn't even buy me dinner. What the hell?
And she.
God, I'm giving up Tinder forever.
Talia's just like, shut up. That's Barris.
What?
She's like, it's Barris.
Oh. I don't know why, but I expected him to look like, I don't know, like blue skin. Anyway, what? I don't understand what is going on.
Do you want to take a closer look?
No.
Yeah.
We'll die.
Okay, give me
something that was giving off like any type of nefarious energy. They like turned into like literal dust. So I'm gonna
take my strong hand.
Take my strong hand. Give me a perception check then.
Oh, it's not bad. Perception. 21.
21. Yeah.
Yes.
You start to see you're as you're scanning the room. It's not a huge room. It's about like maybe 7 feet by 10 feet. It's just a bedroom.
Mm.
But what you see is um like the legs on this creature who Talia tells you is Barris, um, they're starting to fuse together. Um, like like uh like jagged pyrite crystalline structures are starting to like grow out of uh the like it's almost like they're crusting. They're not growing out of the body, but like it's crusting over and fusing the legs together and like starting to like almost creep up the body, and it's floating above the bed about 2 feet, 2.5 feet. Um, and the crystals are pulsing like cold, like necrotic energy.
Is he like turning into a like a butterfly or something? What is going on?
Your guess is as good as mine. He just
Then why the hell did you bring me here if you have no idea what's going on?
he's your fucking friend. I
don't know this.
and she's like, didn't he? What happened last night?
I don't know. I got up. I went to the gym. I had a latte.
Shut up. You know what I mean.
Um, I don't know. We like beat up a bunch of people. He pushed someone into like a gem, and they like just it decimated this person. But I mean, ooh, wait, maybe that was it.
And she kind of like,
But like, why?
I don't know. But we need to find out what's like. He's not responding. And you see, like, with that perception check, you see, like, he looks really emaciated. Not dead, but like, the skin feels like it's being pulled tight and like, it's almost skeletal, almost. A lot of the color has been like drained out of the body, and like the crystals are like glowing and pulsing greenish blue like energy, as if it's like taking the energy out of him.
And I like without a word just take out my phone.
And she grabs your phone. She's like, no, hey, listen, I know a guy, and if you want,
Mm-hmm.
I can take care of this and send him to my guy, and then if he
What is your guy gonna do? Chop him up and put him in a trunk? Like this is
I know a guy.
and she says, no,
Do you know how fast a pig eats a person?
he knows he knows more about these types of things, like, I think, and maybe he'll know how to keep this from progressing. So like, just maybe I don't want you to worry about this any more than I just wanted you to know that this is happening. I would have done it anyway without you knowing, and then you would have known all you would have known is that he disappeared. So I want you to trust me, and I trust you. So just let me do this, okay?
I need Excedrin.
Sedgin is the good stuff.
I know.
And she takes out her phone. She goes through her contacts, and then she clicks it, and she puts it up to her ear, and she says, "Hey, yeah, I know that I'm not really supposed to call this number and everything, but I have a situation, and I need your help, and what's going on there? No, whatever. Just send a guy, and probably something large, if you could. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I can wait. Yeah. Okay. Bye. And she hangs up the phone. She says, "Okay, they'll be here in like half an hour. You don't have to wait, but like."
No, he's my quote unquote heavy, bold, italicized quotes friend. I should wait, and yeah, it's fine. I'll just wait here.
She nods, and there's a little bit of like a. She's okay. Yeah. Give me an insight check, please.
Oh, okay. Insight 21.
Yeah, she looks genuinely nervous, having called this person.
Oh, so now I am extremely nervous.
And she, you wait.
You didn't call like the Undertaker, did you?
She says,
The
"No,
Grim Reaper."
no, I don't. I've only met him once, and he was like I. First of all, he really whooped my ass, and second of all, he like. I don't think he's from here, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, of course not. Oh my god, this day started off so well.
But you wait the half hour, and then suddenly
is Talia there?
Oh yeah,
we're both waiting.
You're both waiting.
Okay.
And you suddenly hear the like sliding doors in the living room slide open.
Mm-hmm.
And then very, very, very quiet, but with your perception check of a 21, I'm going to still use it. You hear someone's footsteps coming in down the hallway of the apartment.
I'll take out my how am I forgetting the name of this? The police thing.
Okay.
Time.
Yes.
Yeah.
His himboness is rubbing off on me. Yeah, I said it.
Who are you talking to?
But you see a man. A man turns the corner. Tall, not like crazy tall, like maybe 5'10". Pale skin, freckles, a thatch of like short, like cropped, like red hair, um, uh, green eyes, and
Is he a leprechaun? He's a leprechaun.
green eyes, and he's wearing coveralls, basically like navy blue coveralls. Around his belt there are various like apparatuses that you don't recognize, and he's holding one of them, and it's kind of like it kind of looks like a little crossbow, like a little tiny crossbow, and it's like how do I? It's got like two little like arms that like as he gets into the room, they start to and start beeping and like flashing lights. And he says, "Oh yeah. Oh hey, shit. This is bad. This is bad."
Oh, this is your friend?
And she's like, "I've never met him. He's new. The other guy I met was not him."
Who are you?
And he looks at you and kind of like, Ike. I'm Ike.
Ike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Ike. What are you doing here?
I got a call about something I needed to get picked up. And he looks at you. He looks past you and sees sees Barris slowly crystallizing, very slowly crystallizing. But in the half hour, a few more crystals have like emerged on his knees.
Yeah, if you can do anything about that, that'd be great.
And he says, "I have never seen anything like this. So, but we're gonna, if it's all right with you, he's perfectly safe. I can, basically what I'm going to be doing is putting him in
New York.
putting him in a crystal, and he'll
What?
and he kind of like pulls out a like from one of his like little side satchels. He pulls out a bunch of like they're like, how do I say this? They're like amethyst stones, as far as you can see, like just purple like amethyst quartz crystals, about 7 of them. And
what are we supposed to do with a bunch of hippie stones?
and he says, "If you'd shut up for a second, I'll show you." And he like arranges them in a circle underneath, like on the bed underneath Barris's body. And he kind of goes like that, does a few incantations in the air, and then suddenly all the amethyst stones start to like grow, like glow brighter with like dark purple energy. And then the light, there's like dark purple light and shoots across each of them, creating this like intricate magic circle. And then another crystal, faceted, nicely cut, like true amethyst. And then suddenly there's a light that glows up from the top facet, like the pointed facet of the amethyst, it like, and it starts. It's almost like it's like it's almost like it's downloading like pieces and bits of Barris's body, and then maybe 10 minutes of this happens, and then Barris is gone, and there's just a fairly large, like maybe like 6 inch, like 12 faceted, and then like pointed faceted amethyst crystal just remaining.
Okay. What do we do with this?
And then he shatters it on the ground.
And
Not yet.
He says, your friend is safe here. This is like he won't, whatever's happening to him won't progress in here. So until we figure out what we can do to help him, he'll be safe here.
Okay. And so I put out my hand to take the amethyst.
Oh, no. Like, this needs to be maintained in a special stasis field. So I'll take it. Here, you can take my card. You can call me at any time if you find out what's happening, and once we figure out or you figure out what's going on, we can fix it.
And I, like, hesitantly, but, like, annoyed and, well, I can't do anything else. Just take the card.
He hands you the card, and you feel it, like, it's almost like he's kind of, like, gripping it a little too hard for a moment, and then he lets it go. And he puts the crystal in a little, like, side satchel, and he says, I guarantee you, your friend is safe. Just, if at any point you feel like you need answers, you can just call my number, and I can answer the best I can. But I gotta go. And he salutes Talia, who like kind of just like looks at him like warily, but like she doesn't know what to do, and like she didn't want to go near the body. So he like kind of like sidles past you, like doesn't want to let you, like makes it a point not to touch either of you. Goes out to the living room, and you hear, do you follow him or no?
Yeah.
You see him walk towards the living room, not the front door, or the apartment door. Opens up the sliding door to the balcony. Looks in. And then for a split second, before he disappears, in a flash of purple light, you see a scar on his left eye appear, and what was a bright emerald green eye on his left eye is now a glowing silver eye, and his other eye is a purple one. And then he's gone.
Oh no. You said you don't know that guy, right?
Talia says, "No, I've the guy I know is his name's Caius."
Okay, I think Barris just got kidnapped.
What? What do you mean?
I mean, I've seen, well, in like that split second, before he was gone, he looked different, and I recognized the person that I saw. If that makes any sense.
Like, where did you see this guy before?
Well, last night, that crystal gem thing that killed the person that I told you about, yeah. Um, like almost immediately after we like discovered it, we got tear gassed, and someone with a giant gun who was clearly compensating for something, like took the gem, and I couldn't get like a great look at his face, but I did see his eyes, and they looked the same as that dude who just left with our coworker. Oh god. Oh, Davis is gonna kill me.
And she says,
From across town, you can feel the squint.
and she says, "Oh shit, no, it can't." And she immediately goes onto her phone again, and she calls. She calls the same number. She puts up to her phone. She's like, "Hey, did you send that guy? Did you send the guy?" And she kind of like looks confused for a moment, and she says, "No, okay, okay, yeah, no, it's fine, um, yeah, okay." And then she kind of like looks like confused and a little bit pissed off, like they hung up on her,
Let me guess. No?
and she says, "No, he he sent someone."
Okay. Who was it? Did you get a name?
Just Ike. Ike T.
Ike T.
Just
Crap.
last initial T. He said his employees don't go by the. I'm not. He doesn't give out employee last names.
Talia. And then I like take out my phone again and look at her like, is it okay if I call someone now?
And she said,
And so I immediately dial Davis, aware that he'll probably not pick up.
I mean, you're in my call, right? My contacts. So like,
Yeah, but you'd be busy and stuff.
what time is it?
at this point, it is about 12:15 p.m. in the afternoon.
Perfect. You call,
Yes.
and you get an answer right away. And I'm
God.
just like, hello?
We have a bit of a problem.
It's a little echoey, by the way.
Oh.
Like I'm somewhere where like sound is like bouncing off the walls a little bit. What kind of problem?
Hey, where are you?
Don't worry about that. What's going on?
Uh, Fine, whatever. Keep your secrets. So it's a little difficult to explain, but I think Barris got kidnapped again.
And he laughs and goes, "I how? We just got done with a case last night."
I don't know. Okay, fine. Basically, uh, he was at his apartment, but he was like covered in like crystals and in this like weird. He looked like he was in a coma, and um, a friend called someone to like help him, but then he like put him in a gem and left.
You can feel the eyes rolling, like the sound of eyes rolling. Be like,
I can hear your eyes rolling.
It's Saturday. I already have to go meet your boyfriend at the office at 1:30 on my day off after fighting demons. And now you're saying,
Look, I had plans too, all right?
Barris has now been captured by some kind of hippie crystal freak?
Yes.
Great. Awesome. I will add that to my list of other crazy crystal freaks I have to deal with. You can
Well, I will say it might be the same crazy crystal freak.
Oh, wonderful. Well, that's good to know. I will be more than happy to let the director know that you have come in contact with them and haven't died.
Oh yeah, that's I guess there's the silver lining.
I mean, because, he didn't look like, well, I really didn't get a great look at him, but I had assumed that he would not be one to be trifled with.
Yeah, well,
Can you give me
I traveled with him and lived.
Can you give me any kind of description?
I mean, he has two eyes and
A mouth and ears and a nose. And you're describing a person?
2 eyes.
You sure it's not 3?
no, but they're different colors.
Different
One
colors.
is silver and the other is purple.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Is
At
that
this
correct?
point, at this point, you can
DM, is that correct?
Yes, yeah.
you can hear like the turning of a like a knob or something. Like something gets turned off, and then something gets like slid over, and you can hear like the rustling of something like towel or something of that nature.
You're in the shower.
I was in the shower because I have to go to a meeting. But I'll answer any of my teammates' calls immediately because it could be anything.
Of course.
Okay, well, I will take that description and I will pass that along to the director of Frozen Tree. I don't think there's much that we can do if this individual wants to take something.
Yeah, but we got to try something.
I mean, I have to talk to Threll too today. I will absolutely bring it up to him. I don't know what to do.
No, it's okay. I'll call him right now.
I don't know what to do from a guy who literally could kill us without equivocation. If he wants something, he's certainly just gonna take what he wants. Yeah, I guess he was just being nice. If nefarious individuals can be nice,
I suppose. Maybe he just doesn't want to needlessly kill anyone.
Oh, it takes one to know one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have a meeting with your boyfriend at 1:30. I will pass along your information to the director, who I have to because she called me at 10:30 this morning.
10:30 in the morning?
Yes, at 10:30
on a Saturday.
On a Saturday, yeah, because apparently she has no life. I have to pass along any information about any kind of more crystals. And now apparently Barris is a crystal. I think that would probably be an important thing to tell her.
Yeah.
You can hear the sounds of like putting socks on and like jeans.
Oh yeah, of course.
You hear like the rustling of like a t-shirt going over the head while he's like still trying to the phone is on the bed as he's like getting dressed and talking to you at the same time.
Of course. One other thing. Yeah, I don't really know Barris. I don't know if you know him much better, but
Not really.
I mean, if I was kidnapped by a crazy crystal freak, you'd probably like call Thrall or
Yes.
my aunts, and if it happens to you, then I'd obviously call Oleg.
I don't have any numbers for any kind of family. I don't know. I mean, he had that one family. Do I call that?
Probably
Your
not.
your father has turned into a crystal.
Your parental life giver has turned into a crystal.
And by the way, he's this weird alien-looking dude.
I
Wait,
apologize.
not your father.
Yeah, not your father. Your real father's dead. He's been dead for days.
He is not the father.
My condolences.
Yeah, probably not a good idea to contact his fake family. If he has any like real family,
The college apologizes profusely. I
By the way,
don't know
magic's
any.
real, so you know.
I don't know. I don't know any of his
Bye.
family. I don't know any. I don't know if he has any family or any kind of anything. So
yeah, me neither. I feel bad.
I feel a little bad that I don't know anything.
Yeah,
That we didn't get to know him well enough to figure out if he had any family.
yeah, me too. I mean, hopefully we can find him and restore him, and
I'm
he can.
hoping that it's not the same crystal guy from after said battle.
I think it might be.
Oof. Let us hope not.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna call Thrall now.
Okay. I go
And
click.
yeah.
So you call Thrall, and he picks up, and it sounds like he's at the office. There's like a lot of bustling noise around, but you hear him, like you hear him close the door, and then like he answers, you hear him close the door, and then says, "Hey, what's going on?"
It, so Varys kind of got kidnapped
Wait, what?
again.
What? Jesus Christ! Isn't this dude gets kidnapped like every other fucking week?
Yeah, I know. I don't know how he keeps doing this to himself, but it's hard to explain. But I think like being in like the vicinity, like in such close vicinity to that crystal thing that we saw last night, I don't know, it started like growing on him, and so he was like in this weird like not coma, and so a friend called someone to like take care of it, but now we don't know where he is.
Take care of it.
What do you mean a friend called someone? You didn't call us? You didn't call the college?
Um she said not to.
And now Barris is in the wind.
Yeah, and he's like incapacitated and trapped in a gem. I'm not getting any tonight, am I?
Nope. This is going to be a lot of paperwork that I'm probably going to have to stay late for. Yeah.
It's okay. I can fix this. I am. Yeah. All right. But now you know, and I already called Davis, and yeah, if anything that you can give me would be great.
Okay. I'll figure out what I can. I'll see what I can figure out, and then I will call you back. Okay. Once once I'm done with this meeting, I will meet you. I'll try to meet you at home before you're, tonight.
Okay.
Okay. Don't worry. It's you did what you thought was best. So, just
That's what I'm telling myself.
I know it's fine. Just it's a lot. But you know what? My my meeting is here. I'll call you back.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll call you back.
Okay. And he hangs up the phone. Around this time, this would be about.
Can I send him like a olive emoji and a juice emoji?
Like an olive and then a squirt thing, or an olive
Oh,
and a juice?
God,
Like a juice box.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. And he sends
God.
you a just a straight up I love you on back.
Because he doesn't have generational trauma.
Yeah. And he this is we're gonna fast forward a little bit into the in time. It's 1:30. Davis, I'm assuming you've gotten to the college by now.
Yeah, I stopped at is there a coffee place?
Yes,
near my apartment?
there is a coffee place across the street from the college, like the college Arcanum campus. It's in the university, like the Polytech University. There's either a large chain. There's one large chain coffee shop that has a mermaid brand, and then another large chain that is fully red, and it's a staple in Canadian households.
I will go to the staple of Canadian families. And I'll go in there and just be like, am I the only one in there? Like, how? I mean, it's 1:30.
At 1:30, just before 1:30, there are a bunch of like hungover college students. They're trying to get a start on their day of studying and kind of like just waking up from like the Halloween festivities and like gate night and Halloween, and they've been drunk for like the last like 2 days, so they're finally getting up properly with their hangovers. And there's 2 kids in front of you and then 4 kids behind you in line.
I wait to get up to the counter.
Yep. And you get up to the counter and you see a young tabaxi girl, about 17 years old. She's got she kind of looks like a lynx. Like there's little tufts of like hair on her ears.
Oh.
And she's got like little like hazel green eyes, and she like looks and she's like, "Hi, welcome to Tim's."
Hi, I'll take 2 large black coffees, please. No sugar, no cream.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That'll be $5.15.
I take a 50 out and I put it on the counter.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, that'll cover me and all the rest of the kids in here.
Okay.
And then I take another 20 and I put it in her tip cup.
And she just like looks. She's like,
"Who are you?"
She's like, "Thank you so much.
Thank you, kind sir.
Thank you so much, sir."
Not a problem.
And then she like leans over and she looks at the other 2 who are waiting for their stuff, and she says, she's like, so this gentleman paid for your whatever you're gonna get. So just come up to the counter and order, and then yeah. And all of all of these kids, they're like hung over. Some of them like there's like a half elf kid who has like the deepest bags under his eyes, and he's just like looks at you. He's like, "Thank you so much."
Not a problem. And I get my coffees, and I'm in like jeans and my Doc Martens that are like loosely tied, and I have like a Henley on, and I have like a like kind of like not too worn, but it's like a nice worn, like almost my coloration, like tweed, like overcoat, like trench coat, and it's got like some leather accents and stuff on it. And and I have a pair of sunglasses on, and I just like raise one of the coffees and I walk out.
So you take your coffees and you get to the college. There's a bunch of people at the bullpen, and you kind of like make it to your department, and then you see that like the door to yours and Threll's offices is closed.
Mm-hmm.
But the windows are not frosted over like they usually do. You can see a Threll at your desk, standing at your desk with another like a younger woman. She's sitting with her butt like kind of like half perched on your desk, wearing a white peplum like Stepford dress, but her hair is like wild and like choppy red, orange, yellows, and like blood red lipstick, kind of palish skin, and then like fire red like eyeshadow. And they're kind of like talking, not animatedly, but like enough that you can see that they're talking with their hands and stuff like that. And behind them is a rather large man.
Like I've already finished one of the coffees on my walk here.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk in and I look at her and her ass on my desk, and I just go, "Can you get your rock star ass off my desk?"
And she like looks at you and then like puts her hand on the desk, perches herself up, and puts her ass fully on the desk. And she's like,
Is Thrall in the room?
"Oh yeah, he's watching."
She knows I have a gun, right?
And she's like, "Ask me nicely."
I don't ask nicely. Get your ass off my desk.
Ask me nicely.
I will literally go and I will like reach over her, coffee in hand, into my desk drawer to get my shield and like clip it to my belt. There. Now I have the authority just to ask you nicely. Can you please get your ass off my fucking desk? Pretty please, with sugar on fucking top.
And she kind of like smirks, like, and she immediately like she doesn't immediately. She kind of like slides and like slowly like gets off the desk, and she takes a prim seat on one of the other chairs, like the regular chairs.
And I just like look at Threll. I'm not even supposed to be here today.
And he like.
And I sit down.
It's 20 minutes.
And I literally sit in the same place she was.
Ass on the desk.
Ass on the desk.
And she like, she's sitting prim and proper, and she's like looking. Threll immediately clears his throat, and he's like,
Give me 1 second before we go into the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have to think about my partner.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Okay. So for wait, well, we'll have to wait because
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm like I can't really do this without Scully.
Philly.
Well, you can warm up your accent.
Yes, good. I can warm up my accent. Yes.
I love
And
I love that accent.
it is everything.
He's such a fluffy bunny.
Oh no! Damn it!
What'd you do?
Well, we're cutting this out anyway.
Yeah. We'll cut that out part because
Sorry.
I showed the logo.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Stop doing that.
I know. I'm
No one
sorry.
needs to know that you eat there.
So Thrill looks at you like it's a 20-minute thing. You just have to. I just wanted you to meet Miss Donna, and then you can go about your day, however you see fit.
Okay.
But like I explained, and he looks at you, and he looks at the very large man standing behind her. And, well, Kevin, would you please describe your character?
All right. You see, standing behind the good old rock star is a male Asimar who has this like pale bronze flavored skin. His
Is it like Captain Crunch flavored?
sort of. It's got like think more like rustic bronze, where it's like
Sugar snaps.
yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Silver hair. Is about 6 foot 6'1" area. About 40 years old. He's wearing these like combat style pants that have like 18 million pockets. And then
Man after my own heart.
just a normal undershirt, and he's holding what looks like a blazer in an arm. And he has multiple different little looks like tubes, like almost like they would be on an ammo belt, but they're just on his belt, not on a full belt around his waist. And he's just standing there.
Okay.
So we're about the same height.
Mhm.
Okay, Zaddy.
But he's a bit stocky too.
And he says, Threll points to
Old man
you
off.
and Allie, like the rocker Allie Donna, and says, Davis, this is Allie Donna. She was the person I was telling you about earlier this week. Mm-hmm. She is having a performance tonight, and as per usual rules, for very important people that come to our city, such as like diplomats, people of that kind of like.
They do this in Chicago too, right?
Yes, I understand. Just
Just-
protocol.
Okay.
And he says, tonight is fine. She has security detail, which is her. But tomorrow night, she is going to be attending a gala with a bunch of very prominent figures within the city, and I thought it would be best for you to attend with her as part of her security detail.
Aren't we a specialized department? Like, don't we handle like magical stuff? Shouldn't the regular PD be handling this?
There are going to be some representatives from the regular PD, but
I don't see anything special about these two people except that she probably thinks she's special because she's a rock star.
And she kind of like looks and she gives you like this toothy grin, and pearly white teeth, like pearly perfect white teeth. There's a little bit of a gap like right here at
Mm-hmm.
the front too, but
Like, I mean, I've dealt with some rock stars before when I worked for the PD in Chicago, but we're are they something that's under our purview? Are we handling the Ottoman like police department's stuff now?
and you see Allie kind of like spin her finger, and a vortex of like glowing lights start to spin.
I put my coffee down and I go,
She's like, "Thank you, thank you."
You watch the very tall man behind her, just like absolutely fascinated with the lights that start going on.
Oh, freaking course.
and I look at Thrall now and I just go, I understand. I understand now why. I understand now why. It's fine. It's fine. Cool. Excellent. So just me, the team. Are you in on this?
I will be there in a different capacity, but
Oh, really?
it's
In what kind of capacity? In a personal capacity or a formal official capacity?
more the
Sergeant.
second one.
Sergeant.
More the second one. I
Got a hobnob? Rub some elbows?
shut up. You're also going there because I wouldn't normally put someone at your level on this. I would usually take some losers from the bullpen, but
Rockstar.
Just these losers.
some people who are going there who are rumored to be attending are probably going to be of a pretty big interest to you and your group.
If their names rhyme with Hona Hreenstar, then yes, I would be interested.
Him and a Ashton Tenbrook is rumored to be attending.
I haven't taken off my sunglasses yet, so it's just like I have black wayfarers on, so I'm just like
An inscrutable, like almost like blind person's like
yeah,
glasses.
you can't. I mean, they have. I think they're the ones with the green, like the olive green lenses. So I mean, they're dark, but I mean,
You
could
can
probably
still see.
yeah, sort of, but I haven't taken them off yet,
Okay.
and I'm just like, interesting. And she's putting out a performance. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
talking like she's not even there.
And you see like Allie, like she's like, yes, the performances tonight, the concerts tonight. And she like strokes the arm of the large man behind her and says, Val here will be part of the event security crew.
As long as there's no dancing lights, I'm sure he'll be just fine. Right, Lancelot? And
You do not have to worry about me.
that's great to know, there, old man Ripple. And how long have you been doing security?
Security, not that much, but I've been in the bounty hunting business for a while.
You hired a bounty hunter as your...
My and Allie says, my talent my management my management agency contracted them.
Satyr?
They're well they're they're high rated, they're like very sought after, they're vetted, and he has been vetted by both our company and the security company, so there's not much I can do.
Okay. I'll take Dog here, and we'll have some one-on-one time.
Okay. And Threll kind of like nods and he says, okay, well, and he pulls out a manila folder and hands it to you, Davis.
I'll read it.
And the folder, you open it up and you see like resume documentation for a Valentir de Chambeau, and there's a picture, and it's the man standing in front of you. There's a lot of stuff, not bulging with information, but there is a lot of like commendations from various clients, contracted by
Stop, Kevin.
Good moment.
commendations from
Yeah.
Pegasus security, and then there's like a bunch of like stuff about Pegasus, and that it's a subsidiary of what was it? Tetra Group Incorporated. But other than that, like everything seems up and up. He has a license for security within the country. He has a private investigations license, which
I know all too well.
Everything that he needs is there to be qualified for this job, and he has a lot of commendations and a lot of like awards, like military commendations.
Okay, Ace Man. I gotcha. I just like take the folder and I kind of just put it on my desk.
And he says, Threll says, so Valentir, is Valentir fine, or is there any other name you'd like to be called?
You can call me Valentir, you can call me Val, whatever suits you.
Val, my friend Davis will be taking point tomorrow at the gala. My friend is pretty well suited for quieter security jobs, even though things tend to go sideways, but that's not his fault. We love him anyway. And he says, if you want to get acquainted, feel free, but after this, the day is yours.
Very well.
So what would you guys like to, is there anything you'd like to accomplish before we move forward together, or?
Like, I take my sunglasses off finally and do like the on the top of my head thing, which is great because my ears will keep my sunglasses right where they're supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like drinking my coffee. So, military?
For a while, yeah.
Figured.
What makes you say that?
quiet, reserved, a little thick, and yeah, takes one to know one.
Oh, did you serve in Canadian Army?
I'm not from Canada.
Huh. Where are you from?
I'm from Illinois.
I've been there once or twice.
I'm sure you have, being private security and all.
Yeah, well. Just fun being a bounty hunter every now and then.
I'm sure. Oh God, that means he probably interacted with the. Sure, yeah. Means you're annoying. Understandable.
I tend to keep to myself. Don't worry.
Well, you're not a bounty hunter anymore, so that's great. You're private security for small rock stars.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it must pay great. They must pay wonderful because.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I bet. It's great. It's wonderful. Okay, so you know your job.
Mhm.
And my job technically is I look at Thrall, I'm like, am I his boss? Are we co-workers? How is this working?
We'll say co-workers, but you'll be taking point on whatever you're going to be doing tomorrow.
Right. You're in the military. You know how this is. Chain of command.
Yes.
The chain of command is you listen to me or you'll find out what the chain of command is. I don't know. I haven't been to a rock concert in some time.
They're very loud.
I've been dealing with other things, speaking of chains, like chain devils and other creatures.
Those are always fun.
Yeah, I haven't had the pleasure of going to a leisure event. Yeah, so we'll do this. I assume formal attire. Yes, boss.
And Allie, she nods. She's like, "Yep. It's not so much a black tie, but dress nice."
Yeah, I can do that. I got that covered. That's not a big deal. Okay, so is there anything you need to know from me as I sip my coffee?
Is there other people a part of the team?
There could be. I just mass text. Need to talk. We got a job.
Obviously, the 2 seconds after that goes out, you get a bunch of three at least 5 thumbs ups from Malia because she's gung ho for everything. And
are they all separate messages?
Yeah, it's 12.
As a Zenial will do, 5 separate thumbs up.
Yep. And she is and surprisingly, you get a thumbs up from Thaddeus.
Oh, and I'll send an okay.
Yeah.
All right. I go and
just add that to the list.
I'll look at my phone and go, "Yep, there's got to be a team."
Very good.
I message the A team or the Z team or the Q team, whatever.
Do they have very specific skill sets that I should be aware of?
One of them is very good at getting into places very quietly and discreetly and dispatching things with ease without any notice. Actually, 2 of them are. Yes, 2 of them. One of them is new. We're going to have a talk when I get time. And one of them I don't think is coming with us because she is extremely important out here at the college. And she is kind of like if the shit hits the fan kind of team.
Out.
Break glass in case of emergency, team member.
Understand.
She is a call away, but generally we don't call her unless it's really bad. But the other three question mark. Yeah, the other three, yeah, they're going to be here, and the other two are very good at being subtle about things, so they will work very well for security and reconnaissance and things of that nature.
Okay.
I know how to handle themselves in public-facing events. One of which should know she is. He looks at Allie. She goes, kind of runs into your circles.
Okay. Sure.
So yeah, so it should be fine. About what time is this tonight?
No, the concert is tonight. You'll be attending the gala tomorrow night.
Excellent, fantastic.
But Allie says
So
before you go, she's like, "Holy shit, you are so high strung. Like, do you just want like?" This is me being really, really nice, and I'm not trying to be like rude, but do you want tickets to see this? Like, you say you don't have a lot of leisure time. Like, do you want tickets? You can come. I can get you tickets. It's not a big deal.
not my kind of show, and my boyfriend's waiting for me at home.
Oh, okay.
You guys can hang out backstage with me.
Tempting offer.
Is that?
Tempting offer, but you're a little old for me, and my boyfriend is exceedingly more handsome. I'm gonna go now. I will see you guys tomorrow night. If you need me, I literally I get like a couple of my business cards that have like my information. I like write down my personal cell phone number and I give them to them both. Be like, if you need me, and I'm going to put the emphasis on if you need me, call me. Actually, you know what? Before you call me, text me, say, hi, it's so and so, and then call me. Because if you just call me and I don't know your number, I'm not answering.
Okay.
Okay. Nice meeting you both. I give him finger guns and I walk out the door.
I mean, bold of you to assume he can text or use a phone, but
That is not my problem.
Beep, 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 beep.
that is not Davis's problem. He's like he grabbed what's left of his he was measuring the meeting by how low the coffee in his cup was getting.
Oh my god. Okay.
And it got to a quarter cup, and he's like, "It's time to go."
So
All
you were all dismissed.
he walked out without being dismissed. He was like the freaking he did the thing with his forehead, and the sunglasses came back down.
Oh my god.
And he was just like, finger guns, bye. Picks up his coffee cup and walks out.
Okay. So Val, you escort
is that wearing the armor?
He just because all right. So above table, he messaged me. He's like, "Do you want to do clothing scene?" And I was like, do you boo?"
I just like. I was like, going through that again.
Don't look at me. I'm not in charge.
So Val, you get Thrall dismisses you and Allie for the day, and she is she's nice. She's a nice woman. She's a little bit like, obviously a little like zany and a little bit like super secretive. She's she's a celebrity, so she doesn't tell you everything. She doesn't really need to, but generally when you talk to her, she treats you with respect and doesn't ask more of you than she needs to. You kind of get the feeling like in the past like 3 days that you've known her, she doesn't ask you for anything like stupid.
Like, can you get me my candy?
Yeah, like I want like this, but she never asks you for anything like that.
Only red M&Ms.
I want you to pick out all like the orange M&Ms, and then
she's, oh god, so extraneous, like
I need
Chipotle
3
order.
bananas pre-peeled.
And watch my dog.
5 pieces of turkey bacon with the fat cut out. I'm kidding.
That's not good.
Her rider is like 30 pages
I need a
long.
York strip steak, medium rare.
These are not the right candelabras.
I asked for pure candelabras. Why did you get me gold?
I said the ones from Tiffany's.
I only want champagne glass. Like, no, she is extremely respectful. Does not ask for you other for anything. That's not in your description, your job description, and B, once you've clocked out for the day and she dismisses you, you don't know where she goes.
Right.
And she doesn't think to tell you.
She only drinks the water with the diamonds in it.
She has like the Voss. That's the only spring water she drinks.
She's the only spring water she drinks.
It's Voss.
Oh god.
Of course.
But she says, Val, honey, I'm just gonna, you're good for the day, right?
If that is what you want,
Okay.
I can be.
Okay. Listen, if you want to buy yourself some dinner, do so. It's fine.
You may eat.
And she's
I'm giving you permission.
she like legitimately like pulls out a obsidian card and she puts it in your hand. She's like, just go get some dinner. Buy something nice.
She just damn gave him the American Express Black card. Like, here, just take this card. You have to spend at least $250,000 a year to keep it. Just take this.
So, do you want me to bring you back anything?
No, I'm good. Maybe I might ask for some like a burger or something, but like if I don't text you, just give it back tomorrow.
Okay. Then what time would you like me to arrive tomorrow?
Well, I have a photo shoot at 7 a.m. So if you could be here at 6:30 to drive, that'd be great.
Of course.
Okay, awesome.
I will be outside your hotel at 6:30.
Thank you. And she kind of like it's funny. She kind of like, it's almost like she put like a like invisible platform up to like step up, and she gives you a little quick peck on the cheek, and she says, "Thank you," and immediately like heads off to the car.
It's walking away. I'm still like in the police station or whatever, so I'm like, you got it. And then I like lean on the desk next to me, and I lean like on the paper like filer, and it breaks, and like shit. Sorry.
And Threll, like, you see Threll in his office. It's like a partition. Like, there's another, like, there's an office, and then there's another door with another window, and that's Threll's office, and he's looking at you from, like, behind the window, and he's like, Jesus. Like, you don't hear it, but he's just like, you see his mouth, and he's just like, Jesus. He immediately starts going and working. And then, as you leave the the main department area, you head out into the bullpen. you see a bunch of stuff, and immediately outside the office is like a large, like 40-foot by 50-foot room with a bunch of desks and a bunch of like constables who are in uniform. They look like regular like police department cops. They're wearing like like navy fatigues. Some of them are wearing like Kevlar vests, but on the back there's a crest that looks like it's like a stylized sharp edged snowflake that's like silver and like silverish blue and gold, and it says and like the anagram NCA on there.
God, you know how bad I want to find somebody to make them like shields for us, just so I can have a real one, because I want one for my collection so bad. Like, I'm just like, I need it.
I'm sure there's a website.
I'm sure there's a 3D printer out there that can do that.
Yeah.
And as you head out back to the main entrance, there's also like there's signs on the walls that say constable enforcements, and then above it, pointing to a corridor to your left, is research and development, and also archives.
Ooh, fun.
And it's weird. This is the first time you've been in this building, but from what you've seen, the building looks smaller on the outside. Like,
okay,
infinitely smaller on the outside.
Like I walked into the janitor closet and walked into a building.
It's more of like you walked into what looked like a small, like, college like hall, like almost like a small art museum. And you see elevators, and you walked into one of the elevators earlier when Thrall gave you a tour of the building, and there were 58 floors.
That's a lot of floors.
Yeah. And you kind of don't know where everything else is, other than like the signs on the walls, because there's a medical ward, there's a police department, there's like archives, research and development, and then another wing of the whole building with like administration. There's a grand main entrance hall that looks like a train station almost. And as you're passing by research and development, your phone starts to ring. And you look at your phone, and it's Isaac Thurlow.
Answer. Hello?
Val, how's it going?
It's going very good. How are you?
Good. Listen, there's we hit a little bit of a snag this morning, so I'm gonna need you to be a little more careful. Some new developments in finding those crystals has arisen. Some new things are happening with some of the crystals that we've seen.
Like what?
Like infection. We don't know what caused it, but we now have a subject that is now growing crystals from his body. We've put him in stasis. He's okay, but I don't know. Just if you find one, be careful and notify us immediately, okay?
Yes, sir.
Good. Still doing okay with that rocker job?
Oh, yes, she is a very nice person. She gave me her credit card and told me to have the rest of the day off. So,
Huh. Good. Good. You met those people we were telling you about?
yes, I did. They are. Well, I met one of them. Very abrasive, but I think I could warm up to him.
Good. Good. Keep an eye on them.
I will. I'll kind of step into a corner a little bit. I'm kind of wondering their station by myself right now. Do you want me to do any snooping or?
Listen, all Caius said that he's looking for someone named Tima, and that you can find her somewhere there, but I don't know. All the times we've tried to get in there, it hasn't worked. So you're literally the first one that's been able to get in there out of us.
Where is he standing, FYI?
He is. I want to say he's at the intersection of research and development, police, and then like the hallway that comes off main hall. But he's in a offshoot closet, like a larger broom closet for like the maintenance crew.
Okay.
You left. I'm just saying.
I did leave.
I will do some looking around, and I'll try to locate the office and any other information I can find. I will send their way.
All right. Keep in mind if you run into someone named Jonah Greenstar, be very careful.
Green Star.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right. Be safe, and hopefully Caius will be back from his little thing within the next week or so. Hopefully in the next day or so, ideally.
Okay.
All right. Be careful.
Will do.
You hear a click on the other end, hangs up. So if you emerge from the broom closet, you'll be facing the corridor heading straight to research and development and archives.
I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
Just go suck around down.
Which one do you want to go to?
Archives.
Archives? Okay. So you follow like the corridor and you take a left at the corridor ends and there's a left and a right. And the right is research and development, the other is archives. Archives you turn and it like there's these large grand double like oak doors and it's gilded the frame is gilded with like runes and you recognize some of it as celestial.
Oh, I can read celestial. What do they say?
Some of it they're protection wards, and then some of it is it says with trust we built this building to not forget our sins, but to learn from those sins.
What it really says is we built this city.
On rock and on rock and roll. And do you want to go through?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Go through.
You walk through,
Disintegrate.
and it's like it looks much more sterile than you probably would have thought by the doors. Like the doors are almost gothic on the inside, but the moment you open it up, it's like sterile, bright white lights.
Oh god.
Rows and rows of not metal, but like not almost like white polymer like bookshelves. Thousands and thousands and thousands of books of like various different sizes. And it seems to be going on for a long time.
Okay.
At the front, before the book, this endless train of books, there's a lectern, and there is a woman standing there, just looking at a lectern. It's like it's almost like there's a book there, and as she's turning, it's like transferring onto like a spectral display where she's looking up at it and she's kind of just like reading it and scanning it through. But it's in symbols that you don't recognize.
That is a very cool machine you have.
And she turns around and you see I want to say middle-aged a middle-aged middle-aged elf woman, blonde hair, long. It's like wavy, like and she looks fairly young, but elves tend to look young for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And she turns around. She's like, "Oh,
sorry, did not mean to startle you."
No, it's fine. Who are you?"
My name is Valentir. I am new here.
Uh-huh. Okay. What can I do for you?
Well, I just got assigned on a team, and I would like to know more about my team members. If I could look at some files, maybe.
Okay. Who exactly are you looking for?
Oh god. I'm assume I saw Davis's last name on his desk.
Yeah. You saw it's Detective Constable Davis Crane.
Davis Crane and his group.
Oh, yeah. And she kind of like, kind of just like waves a hand over this lectern, and she kind of like, you see the symbols kind of like jumble, and then like she like sweeps it down, and then she finds what you see that she kind of finds what she's looking for, and she says, "Okay, you can't see everything because I can't really be giving information about current employees, but some general information is available. So it's the 13th shelving on the back, on the right, top shelf under CR."
Okay, thank you.
"You're welcome." And she goes back to going through, and you see that she has a pile of like tomes and like books on the desk beside her, and she is, as soon as she puts it on like this other book that she's been scanning on, it like you see all like the pages kind of like rip out of the book.
She's digitalizing.
She's basically digitalizing these books. And then when she's done, the book reconstitutes itself, shuts with us like, and then she pulls it and she puts it on the other side. She's done.
It's pretty fucking cool. I don't think if I had that job, I don't think I would ever get tired of looking at that.
Right? It'd be like I saw it on a. Anyways, I saw it like a version of it like where, they're like basically turning the page like the old pages on a PDF, so it's like pressing down, taking photos, and then changing it, pressing it down, taking photos. But like now it's with the way she's doing it with like the magic is like.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love it. I'll make my way down to where she told me.
So you head down, making my way. You head down to the shelving, and the shelf says, current files, and you find it's easy enough to find it. It meticulously kept organized. With an operation this big, it has to stay organized like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, you managed to take out this like little, about like maybe half an inch thick file folder, and as you open it, it's almost like some of the like the words on each of the papers immediately darken and redact.
Amazing.
And you see certain things such as age 37, blood type, height,
types in there. I know your blood type now.
like just regular, just kind of like random stuff. But then underneath is as you're flipping through, you see this one page, and most of it is redacted, other than the fact that there's former detective for Chicago Police Department, but forced into early retirement due to misconduct and improper use of firearm.
Interesting. Okay. Did you say that fact?
I said that, Drex.
And then the rest of it, past that page, all of it's redacted. But there is give me an investigation check.
Great.
Or give me an Arcana or investigation check, whichever is better for you.
They're both +0 because they're both intelligence. So, and I rolled a 10.
10?
So.
Yeah. You see that one page has been ripped out.
Ripped out?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, most of these were stapled together, but for some reason, one of them, you can see, like, the corner. You almost
corner where the staple is.
Yeah, the corner where the staple is in. It's still there, but the page is gone.
Okay.
But other than that, very, very, very well kept track of Davis's, going.
Was the lady the only person in here?
As far as you can tell, yeah.
I'm just gonna, because I'm assuming I walked down and went into an aisle. Is there another side? Like, does it continue this way?
Yeah, it goes on for another like 40 feet, and then it opens back up, and you can go back on the other side of the other side of the aisle.
I'm just gonna wander down that way.
Okay.
Look around.
This whole section is like current employee files, and
Mhm.
true to their word, if you picked up any other file, it'd be like just basic like
Information
about each employee, and then the rest of it is redacted. And you're assuming the way that the files work is that like if you're not authorized to see that information, it'll just redact before you can look at it.
Bastard. Well, that's annoying. I can't snoop.
You've been redacted.
But give me a perception check.
It's a little better. 16.
16. You look to your left, and above there's a sign that says case files and condemned and redacted tomes.
That seems interesting. Let's go there.
Okay. You go. And again, it's a very sterilized room. Even the air in here smells like treated. Like they're trying to reduce the moisture enough that it's not going to destroy or damage any of the books.
Oh, is it like that one library where it's like if the fire starts, it like all
Sucks out all the oxygen?
Yeah.
Basically.
And like kills the people inside to protect the books anyway?
Yes. Basically.
Lovely. Amazing.
But you see a bunch of like different tomes. Some of them are definitely giving off, even without you really concentrating, it's giving off a lot of like magic energy. Some of it not good magic energy.
It's got that big magic energy.
Yeah. And it give me one more insight check, please.
An insight check. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, a 19.
Nice.
Well, just 16 plus 3.
Nice. Okay. You see a particular book. And for some reason, it catches your eye, and you pick it up, and it says a diatribe of the grand cycle of magical energy within the known universe.
Okay.
And you
start thumbing through it.
And it's basically like a doctorate thesis written by a Alexander Wallace.
Alexander Wallace. That's probably a note to keep track of.
And the book is describing how nearly all forms of magical energy does not dissipate from the universe. It's the life cycle of magical energy is never ending. There's something called the Great Cycle, and when magic is expended in a way that, like, say, an evocation wizard casts fireball, that fireball energy doesn't go away after it's been used. It gets recycled somehow.
The information is going over Val's head. He's finding it fascinating.
Oh my god, it's so good. It is the paper is dry as hell. Like it's it's fucking dry. But it talks about the only energy that doesn't get recycled, even though it is technically magical energy, is energy given off when demons or beings from the infernal plane are formed.
Fucking hate those guys.
And it makes a really important notage of that infernal beings are not subject to the great cycle until they are killed.
Okay, so they like take in the energy, basically.
Yes, in a sense, they're just. It's almost
When
like
they're
they're static energy. It's static energy.
Interesting.
Because as they're taking, if they're formative and like and corporeal demon or infernal, that energy is being excluded from the great cycle, and too much of that at one time will upset the great cycle, which is why sometimes magic goes haywire.
Interesting.
And then there's a large note saying that large bodies of water can interfere with the magical energy being that makes up infernal beings. So if they're submerged in what is called a Faustian abyss, they are not dead. They are just stuck in a stasis, a state between life and death.
So if demons are covered and drowned in water, they enter a stasis.
Yeah, and their energy is no longer accessible to the great cycle. The only time they're accessible to the great cycle is if they're dead, if they are killed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take a little notepad out of my chest packet and write down cover demons with water. And then I'll put that away.
Just that. Just cover demons with water.
Cover
No
demons with
explanations.
water.
No other.
You just add water. Just add water.
Demons, just add water.
And then I'll just put the book back.
Okay.
Powder demons, just add water.
Then no more energy.
And that's it for 5 to 10
works.
minutes.
Let's sit.
Uh, okay, so what do you want to do now?
I'll wander my way out of the archives.
Okay.
And I'll thank the woman as I leave.
Mhm.
Like, thank you for your help.
Oh, of course, yes. I'll see you next time. I guess if you're working with one of us, I'm sure I'll see you sometime.
Sure. Just walk out.
Okay. So yeah, you walk out, and you see that like straight ahead, the corridor towards research and development is about 50 feet down that corridor.
I will just meander my way that way. Snoop in this station.
you go to the door and it's like completely different makeup of door. It's like behind you is like an old Gothic cathedral, like oak door.
Mm-hmm.
You're almost like you're walking into like a sterile laboratory, like an engineering laboratory, going into this part. And it's funny when you walk in, it's almost like you got scanned. You like walked through a wall of like static electricity, and like all the hairs on your body are like standing on end.
Interesting.
You see like various people in like what looks to be lab coats, but with like longer, like flared sleeves, walking around. They're kind of like talking, not really paying attention to you. And there's a bunch of like different lab tables. There's a whole, you see a room, you pass by a room, and it's full of like swords, like medieval weaponry, like swords, maces, like flails, arrow, like bows and arrows, stuff like that. And then in the next room over, you see firearms, assault rifles, guns, certain things that look like cannons, but you can't really tell what they exactly they are. And people just working in there. Until finally a young green dragonborn man takes notice of you and says, "Can I help you, sir?"
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just looking, observing.
Yeah, this isn't really a place for observers.
Where did you guys get all these swords? It's very fascinating.
They were confiscated. Yeah, some of them are part of like a private collection. Some of them are confiscated, and they're being researched.
They're very beautiful. Have you ever used a sword before?
No.
I reckon.
Not really a sword person.
Yeah, well, I recommend it if you ever get the chance. They're very, very, very fun to use. I collect some myself. That's the reason.
Huh.
Do you by chance know a Tima? Gamba?
Director Ganba?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and he like points to the room with like the guns. That's her lab over there.
Is she in there?
Maybe, I don't know, but no one really goes in there.
Well, I guess I will be the first then. I'll walk over. Just completely like ignore them right now.
Okay, you head to the door, and it's a there's no knob. There's just like a little panel, a little metal panel on the door. You don't exactly know how it opens.
I'll just knock.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, okay. How's a dirty 20 do me? I'm really good at saving throws.
You take 4 points of thunder damage.
Oh.
How shocking.
Okay. Ooh. That was not very pleasant.
And it like behind you, people within 10 feet are like blown back, and there's like, oof, like, and your ears are like ringing. So you're like, even through your own, you're like, oh, wasn't pleasant.
Ow! I start talking louder. What was that?
And like, the tinnitus is ringing, and so you can't really hear anybody else talking, but you're screaming, and more like you're yelling, and more people are like, the people who are like in the vicinity are like either dazed or like fully unconscious.
I'll just like turn around and see like people knocked out on the ground. I'll be like, I'll just go over and I'll like touch them on their chest, and I'll use a couple lay on hands just to give a little sense of self.
Okay. Yeah, there's only like three people who are like knocked out, so I mean, if you want to just give them like 1 or 2 hit points, it's fine.
Yeah, I'll just drop a hit point each and just wake them up a little.
And they're just like, oh.
Are you okay?
And before anyone can say anything, the door behind you that like exploded slides open, and you just hear a, who touches the door without knowing how to touch the door? I tell you all this all the time. What the hell, guys?
I'll stand up and turn around. Hey, look. I touched the door.
You don't see anything. If you stand up to your full height, you like look forward, you don't see anyone. And you look down and you see a young, fairly beautiful halfling woman. She has a very nice it's like a balayage, so her hair is like about here. It's a little bit wavy, cut nicely, and then there's like very nice streaks of like gold and green and a little bit of like blue. Like she wanted a nice dye job, and it was like she got, anyways. And she looks up at you and she's like, "Did you touch my door?"
Yes, I did. I was trying to knock and get your attention.
Why?
I would like to speak with you if you have a few moments.
Who are you?
Oh, my apologies. My apologies. My name is Valentin Deschambeau.
Okay.
I would much like to elaborate, but I don't do well in crowds. Do you mind?
Sure. And she like she moves aside to let you into the lab.
Thank you.
Give me a dexterity check, please.
Check.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, okay. 15. 15. Not bad.
Immediately you take like 3 steps into the lab, and immediately you feel like something is crawling up your leg.
Good. I look down at it.
And you see a what looks like a little mechanical spider.
Cool.
That is like has like one big like lens eye, but then like the lens eye can like move and like has like little expressions, and it
Like
looks
animated.
like
It's animated.
Yeah, a little bit, and it's like that. It's little like little metal eyebrows are like up, like ooh, new person.
I will pick it up off my leg and I'll put it on my hand. Hold it in front of me.
It's about the size of your hand. So it's like there, and it's like looking up at you.
I'll just wave at it. Hello.
And it kind of like, and then it brings up one hand. It's like,
Yes.
and then suddenly, like, as you're staring at it, 2 bright like red lasers like start like, and it like starts scanning you.
Oh, what are you doing there?
You turn and you see the young halfling woman. She's at a computer and she's looking at you, and you see like a scan of your face showing up on her computer.
Oh, wow! Did you do? Oh, that's so cool.
And she's like, yeah, it's
I'm just like palming the spider now.
and the spider is like, to most people it would be kind of gross because it's like it feels heavy like metal, but then it's like warm and a little bit like fleshy liquidy almost.
Oh, cool.
And it's kind of just like on your hand, just kind of like doing a little
I will set it on a table.
happy dance. And you set it on a table and it immediately like jumps off the table with like a wee, and then crawls back up onto your shoulder.
Oh, okay, you can stay there. Is the door closed behind us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In interest to save your time, like I said, my name is Valentin Deschambeau, and I represent a group that is very interested in your research.
Okay.
I would like to put you in contact with this group. That's what I'm mostly sent here to do.
For what? Why?
I do not know all the details, but I will take out my phone and I don't know if he wants me to do this, but I will write down Thurlow's number on a sticky note, and I'll put it in front of her. That is a man named Mr. Thurlow. He is most likely going to have a lot more information for you than I do. But this group is very discreet. If I come across the right way. As in, they don't like to be talked about to just anyone.
Discreet like blowing up a door? Because
Oh, I didn't say I was discreet. I said the group was.
okay. She's like, well, and she takes the sticky note. She like puts it, she like crumples it up, puts it in, and immediately the spider jumps off of your shoulder back onto the table, and then it goes up, and like there's an aperture on the top of of its back opens up, and she drops it in, and it closes, and it's gone.
This is a very, very neat thing. Did you make that?
Yeah, sure did.
It's fascinating. It is very cute.
And then, like, as soon as you say that it's very cute, it spins around, like the little spider spins around, looks at you, and the little eyebrows like this, like it's like, aww, and it goes like little front legs, like,
oh, it's a cute little guy.
and then she kind of like looks at the spider, and she's like, don't suck up to him. And then the spider kind of like it immediately goes off.
Oh, then, do you hurt its feelings?
She's like, he's always like that to new people.
He just seems excited. But please contact Mr. Thurlow at your own discretion. And if any further instructions do come, I will probably return to your office. How do you open the door, just in case?
And she like walks over to it, and there you see up like closer to her hand height, there's another like little silver panel, and she just like puts her hand on it. And she
is that the only way it works? Like, if I want to come back in, do I?
She's like, it's just a hand scanner.
I don't think I'm really in the database here. So,
And she
I
kind
can
of
just
like
mark it.
she like walks over to you and she takes your pinky, walks you over to the door, and then like pushes your hand onto the panel, and you see a little like blue light just like scan, and then it like you feel like 5 little sharp pricks on your hand,
Hey,
and then you take it away and there's like little pinpricks of
Mhm.
blood. She's like, okay,
you good?
yeah.
Okay. Did you? Are you the one who researches all the weapons here too?
Yeah. Why?
I'm very fascinated with all the swords and crossbows.
And she like leads you over to another room and like another door, and it's like it pops open and it's that weaponry lab.
Mhm.
And she like claps her hands. She's like, everybody out. And immediately everybody who like is in the thing drops what they're doing, moves out,
Wow,
and
so much control.
she's like, I'm the director.
That must be nice.
And she's like, she looks and she's like, you strike me as a she's like, you strike me as a the swords and shields kind of person.
Well, I do use swords in my line of work. I have one with me. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
I pull out one of the black cylinders, and I take a few steps back, and I click the bottom of it, and it turns into a long sword in my hand. It's like a silver blade with like that has like black lined edges and a very deep like blood flow
A
down the
fuller.
middle.
Yeah, like a.
Yeah, fuller.
And she said she like that's the one that's the first time she has looked like mildly interested in what you had to say. And she's like,
Do you want to see it?
sure. And she
Here you
like
go.
holds, and it like you drop it into her hands, and she's like, oh, okay. And it like it looks kind of comical how big it looks in her hands,
Mhm.
but she is like looking at it, and then she kind of like, and then suddenly she's actually like moving it with like a lot of like ease and finesse, and she's like, carbon
Yeah, that
steel.
is my favorite weapon I use.
Carbon steel. And she like whistles, and the little spider comes in, scans it,
Oh. Hello, little buddy. I'll give him a little head scratch.
and he just like
That's my favorite thing.
scans the sword, and she's like, it's just a sword.
Yes.
Oh, that's boring.
What do you mean boring? It's a sword. It's cool.
And she's like, do you mind?
Do I mind what?
And she like steps up like a little step stool to one of the lab things, the lab tables. She sets the sword down. She says, jammer. And she like snaps her fingers. Little spider comes up. And she says, that one over there. And jammer, like the little spider goes over and grabs it looks like a little garnet, like a very well cut, nicely faceted garnet crystal. And she takes a tool. She starts like tinkering away, and it's like a little whirring, like like little bandsaw, like the like the little Dremels.
Yes.
And she starts like on the pommel. She starts engraving a small divot, and then underneath it is like a bunch of small runes. And she like gets Jammer in its little mandibles has the gem, and then it puts it into the pommel, and then starts to weld the pommel and the gem together very carefully, and avoiding the runes that she's engraved into the hilt and pommel. And then she once it's done and cleaned up, she manages to clean it up very nicely, and then she picks it up, and she picks it up with one hand now.
Oh.
And she clicks the button. It turns back into the little capsule. She hands it to you. She tosses it up to you.
What did you do?
She's like, I made it better. For one, it'll be more interesting.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
She's like, do you want to know what it does now, or?
Yes, please.
she's like, click it.
I click
it. And immediately, now it looks like the fuller is even deeper, and the black lines are now undulating waves like a flamberge. And then the hilt has changed, and it has the same the handguard has the same runes that are on the pommel. Oh. And effectively, you've got a +1 longsword.
Sick.
And you can change the damage type to 1d8. It effectively gives you versatility, like you're two-handing it with only one hand.
So, for long swords, it's a 1d8 one-handed and 1d10
Yeah, sorry,
two-handed?
you can do it to 1d10, sorry.
Sick. Love that. That's great.
She says, she's like, it's not, for a quick job, it's fine, but at least you're gonna, hopefully you won't, you'll make good use of it. She says, she looks right at you, Val, still standing on the little step stool, and she's still even with the step stool, she's still a head shorter than you.
Mm-hmm.
And she is, but she's looking right at you, and you can feel Jammer behind her on the table. The little aperture where his eyes is now glowing red, and not in the same red that was scanning you. It's almost like it's lighting a fire underneath, inside of it. She says, if you're fucking with me or Davis, I will burn your face off.
No fucking, everything I have said is truthful.
Good. Be careful.
Thank you. Thank you for this. I'll click the button.
And she rolls her eyes, and she's like, okay, you can go back to snooping.
Hi, Jammer.
And Jammer, the little eyebrows were like this. It goes like this. And then one little hand, or one little, pedipalp.
I'll leave.
And, outside, you walk out to you walk out back to the corridor, and you see a man, brown chestnut hair, slightly pointed ears, wearing very fine robes, and they're like very intricately beaded, and the beading looks like the Northern College Arcanum like emblem.
The jewel I saw earlier.
Yeah. And the coat goes all the way to the ground, wearing nice slacks and loafers, short cropped chestnut hair, like fairly long face, but with like very little chin to speak of. Kind of like a Michael Cera looking dude. And he is conversing with a older man.
I know who it is.
Salt and pepper hair, kind of a like a well kept trimmed beard. Both both the beard and the hair are like black salt and pepper haired. And the older man's eyes are like there's deep crow's feet. But he looks very regal and important. He's also wearing the long robes with the emblem embedded onto it.
I will just look at both of them. Are they like talking to each other? Or are they
they're talking to each other, but they're like in the little like entranceway to the archives.
I will just stiffen up my blazer and just walk past, keeping an eye, but not like actively staring at them.
Okay. Okay.
Like doing that side, like awkward, like eye contact thing, where like you see a person you know, but you don't really want to talk to them.
Do you want to? You know what? If you feel like you want to, you can make a stealth roll.
Okay. All right. 14.
These two men are a little too engrossed in their conversation to really notice you. But as you pass by, you hear the younger man saying, "I've pored over every book that we have in the archives, and without Director Frozen Tree's authorization, I can't get into the other books, even with my clearances. So we have to think of something else." But as you walk past, that's all you hear.
So this is like an end of a hallway, and it splits off two ways, right?
Yeah.
So when I make it past that like corner, I'll just kind of slow my walk. I'll like pull up the phone and act like I'm doing something on my phone. I'm just going to sit there and listen to their conversation for a second.
Okay. The older man says, We'll just have to keep scouring the antique shops, see if anything comes up. It's very important that we find that information." And the younger man says, "Yes, sir. I'll have my bookfinders keep an eye out."
And I'm just going to text Thurlow a few different things. I'm going to say, I gave contact to Ganva. They should be in contact with you shortly.
Okay.
And then spaced out a couple. Heard two higher-ups talking about looking for a book of some kind. Unsure. Checking antique shops? ?
Okay.
No. Put my phone away and walk down the hallway.
Okay. You walk down the hallway, and before you make it to the entrance of the building, you get a text back from Thurlow, and just says affirmative. I will track all available antique stores with occult items. No further action needed on your part other than what you've already been set out to do.
Be that.
But as you walk outside as you leave the college building, give me one more perception check.
Hey, that's not great. 6.
Okay. All right, you keep walking. The afternoon sky is bright even for November. It's pretty chilly, but like not anything you're unfamiliar with. There is a young woman. She looks about to be in her early 20s. Long, pin straight black hair. Wearing kind of robes similar to what you saw inside the college, but it's a lot more intricately embroidered. And the beading on the back near the back train of the coat has been changed a little bit, where the snow, like the stylized snowflake, is being overrun by like beads that are like blue, green, black, and purple, almost like a river.
Interesting.
And you bump into this girl, and she said, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry."
Excuse me.
And you see on her right hand, there is a large black tattoo of flowing water. And for a split second, you almost feel like you see the water on her hand as she's moving it. It's almost like it's sloshing around the tattoo.
That's so cool. I love your robes.
She says, "Oh, thank you. You're a new face.
Yes. I just got hired by the police.
Okay.
I think that's what they are.
Okay. She's like, yeah, cool. I'm Michaela.
It's nice to meet you. My name is Valentine, but you can just call me Val.
Oh, okay. She's like,
What? Have you heard of me before?
no. I mean, I don't think so. Maybe.
Well, that's good. That means I'm doing my job good.
And she like chuckles and she says, "All right. Well, I'm sorry I bumped into you. I'm just trying to get to the archives.
I believe I saw a couple of your friends there.
Who?
Hazel-haired and the older man.
Oh, not really my friends, but you know." And she kind of grimaces and like, she's just like, "Yeah, not really my friends, but you know, yeah, they're fine." And she says, she's like, "Are you don't sound like you're from here. Are you new?"
Yes, very.
Okay. And you see behind her is a circular gate of flowing water. And behind in the water, you can see there is another. It's another. It looks like a library behind her.
Did you just come from in there?
Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
Don't worry. No one can see. I'm within like the illusion for the college. So I mean, no one's gonna see the portal.
I wasn't worried.
Oh. Hmm. And she kind of like looks up at you and like she kind of like, huh. Hmm. And she kind of brushes past you. She's like, okay, well, I guess I'll see you around sometime, Val.
Bye.
Bye. And she leaves with like a little bit, like not a flourish, but the robes like flow behind her a little bit.
An unintentional flourish.
Yes, exactly. And you head out for the day.
I
And
will give me some paid for dinner.
nice. Which is fine. You get a really nice dinner, and the rest of the night is fairly uneventful. But then we cut to a large dark cave. Water drips from the stalactites. And in the darkness, there's a flickering torchlight casting shadows across the walls of this cave. And then every so often, when the light bounces just the right way, you can almost make out red glowing eyes off the walls. A flicker there, and the tail of a shadow moving across.
Mm-mm.
Chittering. Two people, a young woman, long black, curly, braided hair, holding a very bloodied, sizzling, glowing red axe. She's got cuts all over her, but she's powering through it. She's a powerful woman. Panting, psyching herself up for this next bit. Beside her, a man holding what looks to be a broadsword that has been broken, connected by chains.
Well, it's cool.
He's breathing a little bit labored, but not as much. He flourishes his weapon, and it changes, almost like liquid, as it flows through the air, and it shifts into a large longbow. And he draws the blade, or he draws the arrow straight ahead, across from him and this woman, as they stare down into this darkness, where now the torchlight, what wasn't torchlight, but actually just a magically glowing, flaming axe, casting dim light across this cavern. There are amber stones that look to have been cut up, scratched up, beaten, broken. And at the end of this little cavern a large, towering, muscular, pale-skinned orc stands, holding a severed head,
Oh,
mouth bloodied, tusks razor sharp, but also razor sharp fangs coming down. He grins. He says, "Finally, some good prey. I'll feed on you for years. And you'll love every moment of this bloodshed." He drops the severed head, picks up an impossibly large stone axe, and takes a step forward, ready to kill, ready to eat. And that's where we'll end tonight.
I had a feeling.
I don't like it.
I had a feeling.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to, he could stay in his cave. He can stay over there.
I'm
sorry, I took up like 85% of that session. Just like snooping to the police station.
That was so much fun. I'm so excited for the next session because I am going to. It is what I have planned is so exciting to just write about because like.
It makes me nervous.
I'm so excited. I got permission from a bunch of people to use some elements. You're gonna be. I'm hoping that you guys enjoy it. But thank you everybody for viewing this episode. This has been the Dark River. I have been your DM Chris, and these have been my lovely players. And we'll be back next week. If you liked it, think about hitting that follow button. Yeah. And you'll see more of around. It's somewhere. But
Look for it.
Yeah.
It'll be there.
It'll be there. But feel free to hit that follow button, and you'll see more of us and more of this story. And yeah, the more support you give us, the more stories we give you. So we'll see you next time on the Dark River. Bye.